Okay guys, in this video we're going to be taking a look at the variable sheets that we can use here in MatterControl. Now variable sheets are super useful. They can take your project to the next level and they are not too difficult to use. Now obviously there's no prerequisite to watching this video, but if you don't know what a variable is, you might want to just go do a quick YouTube search, watch a video on that, and then come back here. It might make it a little easier to understand. But that's up to you. You can also just watch this video and figure it out as we go. So I don't really have anything else to say here. So let's actually start using a variable sheet. So I'm going to get rid of our boy Phil here. And I am going to drag in two half spheres here. And we're going to try to create a bowl that we can change the size of it from our variable sheet. It might be a little confusing, but let me show you what I mean. Let's start. I'm going to flip this over. So I'm going to just rotate it 180 degrees with this one. This one is also going to be rotated 180 degrees maybe. Generally, when you're modeling, you'll click on an object and you'll come over here and you're going to change the parameters of your objects. You're going to change, right? You'll change these sliders and that will change the size and the appearance of your object. With variable sheets, we're not actually going to change this. I'll say that with a caveat. We are going to change these two because it's not going to be affected by the variable sheet. So I'm just going to go ahead and smooth out these circles. Next, we are going to come here to our variable sheet. We're going to click that, and in this first cell, we're just going to put a placeholder number for right now, but this will change. So I'm just going to put that as 20. And then right up here, I'm going to give this cell a name. And the name I'm going to give it is going to be bool_diameter. Okay, so we set that. You can see it now has a name assigned to this cell. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, and instead of inputting a number right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reference this cell. Now, I have two ways of doing this. I can reference it as either A1, or I can reference the name that we just gave this cell. So basically what we're going to do here, let me try to explain this a little better, is this bowl is going to say this half sphere is going to say, what size should I be? And it's going to look over here to this field. Now, ordinarily, we would just input a number here, like 30, and this sphere would say, oh great, I'm supposed to be 30 millimeters in diameter, and it will adjust itself. What we're going to do though, is we're going to reference this first cell, which is going to have the measurement in it. So what's going to happen is this half sphere will say, what size am I supposed to be? It'll look over in this box, and instead of having a number, this box is going to say, go look at cell A1, or in other words, go look at cell bowl diameter. So it'll look into this and it'll see the number we have here and it'll say, oh great, I'm supposed to be 20 millimeters, and it'll adjust itself accordingly, or whatever number we have there. So sorry for the long-winded explanation. Let's actually do this. So right here, to reference that cell, we are going to start by saying equals. That's how you reference it. And then we can either say A1, like so. Let's start by doing it that way. It is now referencing here, and if I change this number, let's change it to 40, you'll see that it just adjusted our half sphere. That's because it's saying, what size am I supposed to be? It's looking at this field and seeing that it needs to go look at cell A1. It comes to cell A1, sees this number here, and says, okay, I'm supposed to be 40 millimeters in diameter. Now, if you don't want to reference it as A1, since we gave that cell a name, we can reference this as bowl diameter, like so, and it will work just the same. So we can adjust this, and you see it adjusted our half sphere. Let's reset this back to 20 for right now. So for a bowl, we have, this is going to be our outside. We need to hollow out the inside so we can actually put stuff in this. So we are going to use this one to hollow out the inside of this one here. Now obviously we want the inside of our bowl to be just a little smaller in diameter than the outside of our bowl so that we have some walls there. So once again, ordinarily if you were modeling, you would say this one has a diameter of 20, so we'll just make this one have a diameter of 17. Oh, not 217, sorry about that, 17. Then we could place it inside, cut it out, and do it that way. However, what we're going to do here is we're once again going to reference that bowl diameter that we just set, bowl diameter, and then we're going to say your size is going to be the same as the bowl diameter minus, let's say, minus 3. Like so. You see it didn't change because, actually let me show you that it'll change. Minus 10. There we go, so it changed. But let's do 3 for right now. So once again, what this is doing, it's saying what size should I be. It's coming over here and looking in this and seeing that it needs to go check this cell right here. So then it comes to our spreadsheet and sees that that cell titled bowl diameter has a value of 20 millimeters. It says, great, I'm 20 millimeters. And then it comes back here and sees that it needs to subtract 3 from that number. So ultimately it arrives at a diameter of 17 millimeters. Now, here's where the power of variables come into play. If I change this to 30, you see it just changed both of them. And this one here is still going to be 3 millimeters smaller than this one because of that equation that we set up right here. Okay, sorry for all these long-winded explanations, and hopefully I'm not confusing you too much. Let's continue with this small build. So I'm going to select this, I'm going to go here to hole, and then I'm going to align these two, like so, and I want, yep, like that. Then I'll combine them so it cuts it out, and there we go. We now have this bowl, and if we want to adjust the size of the bowl, we can come here, and we can make this bowl 100 millimeters in diameter. You'll see that it kind of takes a second sometimes for it to modify our model after we do something like that, but there we go, we have a bowl. Now let me show you, just to reiterate again, why these variables are so cool, or so powerful. So let me make another bowl how we usually would, just with standard modeling without variables. Okay, so now we have a little bowl. However, if we try to scale up this bowl, watch what happens. Let me come to scale here, and I'm going to scale this up so that it's the same size as this. So look what happened. It did scale up the bowl. The outsides of our bowl are both the same size, but you'll notice that our walls here got super thick as we scaled it up, which didn't happen with this one. And that's because with this one, no matter how big we make this bowl, we could make it 200 millimeters across. That inside piece that we cut out is always going to be just 3 millimeters smaller than the outside diameter of our bowl. And that's not something that happens when you just build a model and then scale it up like so. So that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much. It really is just something that you kind of got to play around with, and then it'll click in your mind and you'll be able to go forward from there. There's also some documentation from MatterControl on this, so I'll link that documentation in the description of this video. Anyways, so thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you found this to be kind of helpful. If so, I'll see you in the next one.